Most people assume you have to spend a small fortune to get a screen that actually looks like a cinema. But this 75-inch beast from Hisense is making that argument a lot harder to win. It is one of those rare setups where the specs on paper actually translate to something you notice the second you turn it on. The mini LED backlighting is the real star here. Instead of that washed-out gray you see on cheaper panels, the blacks are deep, and the highlights have a punch that makes the image feel like it has actual depth. It is not just about brightness, though. The color accuracy is surprisingly solid right out of the box, which is a nice change of pace from the usual oversaturated mess we see on some displays. Now, here is the thing about the 144 Hz refresh rate. If you are a gamer, you know exactly why that matters. Everything from fast-paced shooters to high-speed racing titles feels incredibly fluid. There is almost no ghosting, and the motion handling is sharp enough that you won't be squinting to see details during quick camera pans. It is a smooth experience that makes the whole interface feel snappy. Speaking of the interface, it runs on Fire TV. It is familiar, it is fast, and it does a decent job of suggesting things you might actually want to watch instead of just pushing random ads. The voice control is there if you want it, and honestly, it works well enough that you might find yourself ditching the remote more often than you'd expect. What really caught me off guard, though, is the audio. Usually, a TV this thin sounds like a tin can, but they managed to tuck a subwoofer inside the chassis. It is not going to replace a dedicated surround sound system, but it adds a layer of warmth and bass that makes dialogue and action scenes feel much more grounded. It is a thoughtful touch that saves you from having to buy a soundbar immediately. The anti-reflection coating is another win. If you have a room with a lot of windows, you know the struggle of seeing your own reflection during a dark scene. This screen handles glare remarkably well, keeping the picture clean even when the sun is hitting it. If there is a downside, it is the sheer size of the thing. At 75 inches, it is a massive piece of hardware that demands a sturdy stand or a very solid wall mount. It is not exactly something you can move around on a whim. Also, while the AI upscaling is clever, it can occasionally be a bit too aggressive with older, lower-resolution content, making things look a little oversharpened if you aren't careful with the settings. But look, for the price point, it is hard to find much to complain about. It hits that sweet spot between high-end performance and actual affordability. If you want a massive, bright, and responsive display that doesn't require a professional calibration to look great, this is definitely one to keep on your radar. It is a solid, well-rounded piece of tech that just gets the job done without any unnecessary fuss.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.